Okay, let's start. Okay, so all of you have done a tutorial very good except for one person on the trial, but it's okay. So let's start with today's tutorial with a 5 grammar MCQ, but before that, my ant riddle. Okay, what is the answer to this riddle? Do you all know? What is another word for a specialist? Someone who is really specializing in something. Okay, for example, if I want professional advice for my business, I will see a business something. Okay, and also if you want to see a doctor if you're sick, right? You will book something, right? Something you see. Okay, so you can get a specialist. If my back is hurting very painfully. I mean, my back is very painful right now. Okay, I have a problem with my back of my neck. So some special, specific part of my body, I want to see a specialist who is really good at that specific part. I will see them so that they can give me advice, professional advice. What is that word? Anybody knows? Can raise your hand. Anyone can tell me? Nobody? It starts with C. That is the clue. Okay, it's called an ant riddle, by the way, for those who are new, because the word ends with ant, A-N-T. That's why it's called an ant riddle. Anyone? Start with C. Yes, Jerusha?
A consultant.
Very good. Well done. Give yourself, you're the first person who got this answer for so far all my classes. Yes, very good. Give yourself a point. It's consultant. By the way, use the reaction button to raise your hand, okay? So that I can see. No, I can't see unless I move the screen. So yes. So if you raise your hand, don't use your physical hand, use the reaction button so you come on stage. Okay, otherwise I don't see it. Yeah, very good. A consultant. So a consultant is somebody who specializes in something. For example, I saw a business consultant. I needed some business advice. Okay. Or for example, the doctor consultation fee is very expensive. So consultation, another word, okay, comes from the word consultant, right? So, consultant gives you a consultation, right? Gives you, for example, free medical advice or something before you pay for the treatment and all of that. So this is a good word to know, especially for vocabulary. MCQ, if it comes out, you know when to use that word and how to use that word, okay? So consultant is a specialist. All right, let's start with today, grammar MCQ. Who can tell me? You're sitting PSLE next year. How many grammar questions are there and how many marks are there altogether? Yes, anybody raise your hand? So these 3 components are in your paper 2, right? So how many marks is grammar MCQ? Anybody? Nobody can tell me how many. Yes, Yun Shen? Your hand is, I thought that was called, that was you raising your hand.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay, yes. How many points and how many marks?
5.
Good try? No. 5 is only for vocab. Vocabulary is always 5 questions, 5 marks, depending on Cloze or MCQ. Okay, I'm going to tell the answer. It's 10. 10 questions, 10 marks. Okay. So if you open up paper 2, it starts with 10 grammar MCQ questions and 10 marks. Of course, for practice today, there's only 5, but for PSLE, there'll be 10. Same thing for grammar close is one entire close passage with helping words given to you and 10 blanks. So it's 10 questions, 10 marks. All right. And editing. Okay, editing is a very high component, right? So after comprehension, the second highest is comprehension close, and the third highest marks is editing. Okay, it's 12 marks, 12 questions. Right, each of them is 1 mark. You edit. Okay, so we're going to look at all 3 components. So let's start with grammar MCQ first. Oh, sorry. Okay, somebody who wants to choose my pen color? Somebody? Okay, then I'll choose my pen color myself, okay? I'm going to change my color. I'm going to use hot pink. Okay, let's start. Okay, Julie smiled as she looked at the reflection of what in the mirror? What's the answer? These are all pronouns. Tell me the answer and tell me why. Anybody? Yes. Liana? See your hand is raised.
Is the answer C?
Yes, the answer is C. Why?
Because it's Julie looking at herself.
Yes, because she, right? She's looking at herself. She is the subject, right? And then herself is, she's looking at herself. So the subject and the object, who's being the word after the verb, right, is the same. That means you use the reflexive pronoun. So it will be herself. Okay, very good. That's the clue. Okay, so it cannot be anything else. She is a subject, so it cannot be she. So this one has to be the object, right? Because it's after the verb, right? Looked This is the verb. Whenever you have a pronoun after the verb, it has to be an object pronoun. This is a subject pronoun. Subject meaning the person doing the action. So she looked, that's a subject pronoun. So it can only be in front of the word looked. It cannot be after that. Okay. So of course the answer is she. Well done. Give yourself 2 points for the answer and 1 for the reason. Number 2, answer and clue. Anybody? Anyone? Number 2, some of you got wrong. I saw when I was looking at your marks. I'm going to explain to you why. But first, yes, Yunxuan, your hand is raised.
Is the answer D?
Yes, very good. Can you tell me why?
Because like the word us.
Yes, us is referring to us, right? So us is ourself because it includes you, right? So it's ourself. Now, some of you wrote our or ours. These are possessive pronouns, which means when you're showing something that belongs to you, you use them. For example, that book is ours, means it belongs to us, okay? Something that belongs to you, possessive, okay? Then you can use ours. Here, you're not showing something that belongs to you, right? It's something that you're making, a simple decision, right? And also because us includes yourself, so it's ourself. So the same again, the subject and the object is the same. So that's the reason why it's ourselves. If anything is not clear, you can ask and I'll explain, okay? Okay, number 3. Oh yes, give yourself a point. Who was that? Sorry, I forgot. Was it Yunxuan? Yes, gives out 2 points, 1 for the answer, 1 for the clue. Yes, Jerkai, what's the answer, what's the clue?
D.
D, very good. And why?
Yeah, because it refers to the picture.
Very good. Now, yes, go on.
And then the picture is not, it's a non-living thing. So yeah, it could not be who.
Very good.
And yeah, and then it cannot be what too, because it sounds very weird, right?
Yes, what is a question, right? What are you going to do today? That's a question. Yes, very good. Give yourself 2 points, 1 for the answer, 1 for the clue. Now, some of you wrote the answer as who or whom, because you thought that the subject in a sentence is the artist, right? Right, that's why you put who or whom, right? You can put whom, right? Because whom is always sandwiched between 2 nouns, right? And in front of the word whom, right, will always, whom refers to the object. Who refers to the subject. Okay. Now, what does object and subject mean? Subject is the person doing the action. Object is the person receiving the action. For example, Jerkai kicked a ball towards Yunxuan, for example. Okay. Yunxuan is receiving the ball being kicked at her, right? So she's at the back. So she's the object, right? Who's the subject? Jerkai, because he's the one doing the action, doing the verb. So that's a subject. Who is always followed. The word after who is always a verb. Okay, it's always an action word. Whom, on the other hand, right, in front will be the noun you're referring to, and after the word whom will be the subject. So it's usually sandwiched between 2 subjects, okay? And the reason why some of you put whom is because you see artist and you, they are 2 nouns, right? You think it's whom. However, the subject in sentence is a picture of. Okay, because it comes in front of the word of. Whenever you see something of, like a herd of elephants, herd is the main subject, not the elephants. So it's singular, herd is singular, not elephants, okay? So of is also the clue. Look at the word in front of. So picture is a non-living thing, so it can only be that, right? These 2 things, who and whom, refer to people, right? And also what is a question. What is the situation right now? What is happening? Okay, it's a situation, it's a question. Okay, but of course here it's not, it doesn't start with what, right? If it starts with what, you can say what. Good, well done. Number 4, what is the answer and why? Anybody else? New person? Let's see, Jeffa, what is the answer, Jeffa?
Hungry.
Hungry, yes, answer is A, very good. Why?
Because when you use the 3 answer, they don't like match.
They don't sound right. Yes, but what's the clue in the question? Is there any clue in the question? What is the clue? Not sure. It's okay. Give us a point for trying. The clue here is must. I will tell you why, okay? Now, whenever you have a modal verb, right? Modal verb. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs are like helping words. For example, can, may, might, could, should, would, will, must. These are all modal verbs. Whenever you have, so in this sentence, right, in this sentence, the verb here is be. This is the be, is the verb, okay? Because verbs, remember, they are not just action words. Verbs are also to be verbs. Is, was, were. These are all verbs as well, right? They tell you, like, for example, Miss Nisha is a teacher. There is no verb in the sentence. I mean, there is a verb. Is a verb, okay? You cannot, every sentence must have a verb. If there is no verb in the sentence, it is not a sentence, okay? So that's why Miss Nisha is a teacher. Is the verb in the sentence, okay? Because I'm not doing any action, am I? So to be verbs. So here in the sentence, be is a verb. Now, why did I write all these modal verbs? Listen very carefully. Whenever you have modal verbs in front of a verb, okay, this is a modal verb, right? Must, you see, must is here. The verb will always be in its bare form. No ed, no ing, no anything else, okay? So it must be in its bare form, meaning the infinitive form, okay? So this sentence is obviously not testing you. For the verb, it's testing you. These are all hungry, right? I'm feeling hungry. These are all adjective, right? Okay. So here you must remember, is it testing you for a verb? Okay. So I would, you won't say I would, I would like. I wouldn't say I would liked. Okay, I would like, the word like is in it's in present tense. I mean, not present tense, but the bare form. No ed, no s, no ing. The verb must always be in its bare form. The reason why I explain this is because there's one very famous PSLE question for grammar MCQ. They give you a modal verb in front, like would. I think last year paper came out, okay? Like she would something, they ask you what verb it must be. So remember all of these modal verbs, right? These modal verbs are called helping verbs, okay? Whenever it's followed, whenever there's a verb behind it, that verb cannot have ed, cannot have ing, cannot have s. Do not change the tense. Use the bare form of that word, okay? So now here, obviously, that's the clue. Must. Really, must be really hungry, okay? No ed, no ing, no s is an adjective, okay? But the clue is still must. Must cannot follow any other word form. It has to be in its bare form of the word. So that is the reason why it cannot be hungriest, must be really hungriest, okay? Or must be really hungrily, or any of those words don't make any sense. Okay, so take note of that. Wait, let me just check something. Okay, yeah, so that's the reason why it has to be in its bare form. The word answer is 8. Okay, and good. Let's look at the next question. Number 5. This one is also very tricky. Some of you gave me the answer as D. D. Some of you gave me the answer as D. Some of you give me the answer as B. Now, I'm going to show you something in the next slide. Don't be stressed. You don't have to memorize the next slide at all. You just have to remember 2 things. Write this down. Okay. Opinions. Write this down. Okay. Opinions. So opinions before facts or general before specific. Okay, I'm going to explain what this means, but write it down first. These are all adjectives. So when you've written down, let me know, and then I will continue to explain. And you can give me a thumbs up if you're done. Are you done? Are you done? Okay, good. I see thumbs up. Okay, so what is this? Okay, basically, adjectives. These are all adjectives. A, B, C, D are all describing the noun. What noun are they describing? They're describing the car, right? This is the noun, right? So they're describing words. These are all describing words. Now, adjectives have a sequence. You cannot just anyhow put anything you want in front of the noun, okay? there is an exception. When you have, okay, usually people write, whenever they have adjectives right in front of the noun, they only use a maximum